it's Wednesday. Yes, it's Wednesday. The bank holiday always throws me off. So today is Wednesday. It's day 58 of our at-home full body workouts. Today is core heavy, whether it's direct or indirect, transverse abs, rectus abdominis. You don't need to know the exact phrases. You just got to follow what I'm saying and you'll be fine. Okay, so today all you need again is a weight like a kettlebell or a dumbbell, something you can hold in one hand, a chair, a stool, a bench, a table, something about knee height, which will allow you to do elevated work. So take your time, get yourself a little bit of space, guys. We're really focusing on the core today, so it's going to be a lot of work on those abs. Waistline Wednesdays. Alright, so yesterday was a pretty heavy duty session, following Monday's session, which was also pretty heavy duty, and then tomorrow we're going to be hitting it hard before we go into our body weight stuff on Friday. And people always report back to me that the Friday sessions are generally the sweatier sessions because it's body weight and therefore they can go at a little bit higher tempo. How are we all doing? Buongiorno. Hello, Suzanne Flood. You're Italian now, are you? Hey Tom, how are we? Eric, hey Margaret. Hey teens, hey Neve. Stella, how we doing? Carol Amara, what number is this for you, Carol? Is this 58 for you as well? Hey Noreen, how we doing? So session number 58, guys, out of 58. So every day, Monday to Friday, and this is the 12th week of it. So Suzanne Flood, you're wishing you were in Italy. Really? Do you really wish you were in Italy of all places, Suzanne? Yeah, we're a bit domed, are we? Oh yeah, 58 for Carol. Nice, Carol. 58 sessions under the belt. Anyone else up there with Carol on 58 sessions? Let me hear from you. Hey Patrick, how are we? Come on in. Hey Rigo. So again, get yourself a little bit of space, guys. Get your bell, get your chair, table, bench, whatever it is. And we are going to go core heavy today. So let's get that core, those shoulders working. So I want you to reach down into touch your toes, hamstrings nice and straight, and then walk your hands out into a plank position. And then you're going to do a push-up, drop your chest to the floor, come out of the push-up, stay in the plank position out of the push-up. Bring your left foot forward beside your left hand, hold it there for 3 seconds. And then we're going to change, we're going to bring our right foot beside our right hand for 3 seconds. And then we're going to go back into the high plank, walk the hands in, tip the toes, don't stand up, walk the hands back out into the plank, do a push-up, bring the left foot forward, 2, 3, and then change, bring the right foot forward for 1, 2, 3, bring your feet back into the plank, walk the hands in, tip the toes, don't stand up, walk the hands back out into the plank position and do a push-up, followed by foot forward for 3 seconds. So we can see the routine happening now. 3 seconds left foot forward, and then it's 3 seconds right foot forward. Planting it beside the hand, stretching out the hip flexor and groin, and then you're going to walk your hands back in, tip your toes, walk them back out. We'll go for one more round, walk it out, do a push-up, foot forward for 3, and then we're changing other foot for a further 3, and then we're back, walk the hands in, and stand up. Okay, so we're standing, we're going to get our feet hip width, so directly beneath the hip bones, big stride forward, drop the knee, tip the floor with the knee, push through the sole of that foot and back up tall again. So big stride forward, drop knee down, push through sole and come back up. Take your time. What we're doing here is mobilizing the ankles, knees, hips, getting all those muscles firing, glutes, quads, hamstrings, core, and then getting the blood flowing all around the body, oxygenating the muscles, removing lactic acid and CO2. Good stuff. Okay, so we're going to go back onto our backs now, and we're going to go into bridging. So onto your backs, soles of the feet on the floor, and we're pushing the hips through our heels as high as we can to stretch out the hip flexors, but also to contract those glutes. So we're driving through the heels, nice and slow, getting the hips as high as possible. Glutes contracting at the top, that's your bum. Hamstrings are taking the load on the way up and down. And we're now going to lift our right leg off the floor and just emphasize driving through the left heel. And then we're going to change to the right side. So again, today when we're doing our core work, everything we do today is going to be 40 seconds. We're only doing each exercise twice. So for example, if you're doing a press exercise or a row exercise, okay, standing up. If you're doing a press exercise or a row exercise, it's going to be 40 seconds on the right side, 5-second break, 40 seconds on the left side, and then that's that exercise done. So when you're doing your core version or core exercises, go slow, take your time. Emphasis is on the stomach muscles and actually contracting all those relevant muscles in the lift or in the crunch. All right, so grab your kettlebell, sit yourself down on the floor, and we're gonna start in 10 seconds with a Z press. So your legs are flat on the floor, out straight in front of you, dumbbell is up on the shoulder, squeeze the stomach and press above the head. Let's go. So we're sitting essentially at 90 degrees on the hips. The backs of the legs are suction cupped onto the floor. You're squeezing your stomach to stay as stable as possible. You're driving yourself under that bell, and there's a real emphasis on the transverse abs. So in 20 seconds, we're gonna have a 5-second breather, and in that 5-second breather, you're gonna change to the left side. The legs are out straight, they're flat, suction cupped onto the floor, stomach is nice and tight, shoulder blades are back, and you drive yourself under that bell. 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5 seconds, change to the left, and check my notes. 4, 3, 2, 1, and drive it straight up to the sky. That's the one. So, at the end of this round, we're gonna go into our dead bug hold. So our dead bug hold is flat on your back, your knees are bent at 90 degrees, and your hips are bent at 90 degrees. Your arms are pointing straight up to the sky, shoulder blades are slightly off the floor, and the small of that back is pushed into the floor. And the whole idea is we're squeezing our abs to keep the small of that back flattened onto the floor. 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bell down, dead bug on your back, shoulder blades off the floor, small of the back pushed into the floor. So we're getting our tension on the stomach muscles, and if you can, only if you can, maintain the pressure with the small of the back on the floor. Send your opposite arm and leg out straight. So my right arm, my left leg goes out straight. I'm going to hold it there as I push the small of my back into the floor, and then I'm going to change. Now this is only if you can maintain that perfect 90-degree bend on the hip and knee and the perfect arm to the sky. And I'm changing. 10 seconds, and I'm alternating now for the last 10 seconds. But again, nice and slow. 4 seconds, 3, 2, 1, rest. We're going again. In 4, 3, 2, shoulder blades up, 1, small of the back pushed into the floor. So we're keeping the stomach nice and tight, pushing the small of the back. So we don't let our back arch, don't let our back round, and we're alternating, if you can, with a small controlled amount of movement. If you find your back is starting to round and come off the floor, then we don't go into the movement part of the dead bug, we emphasize the hold. Stomach should be burning already. 12 seconds. And then we're into sky reach or crunch. 7 seconds. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Feet on the floor. Hands stay above the chest, pointing to the sky. And then we're going to sit up, hands to sky. Let's go. So keeping those feet on the floor, trying not to swing our arms to get momentum. We're trying to isolate the core by keeping the arms steady. Nick, is that Zac Efron on the TV?
Yeah.
That's what he looks like. Okay. Good. So we got 22 seconds. Oh. And we're driving our hands to the sky. Soles of the feet stay on the floor. We're really targeting the abs now. This one, especially the upper core. 8 seconds. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest. We're going again. We're keeping those arms pointed to the sky. We're trying not to swing them. Let's go. We're trying to isolate our core by not allowing any momentum creep in. And by keeping the arms pointed to the sky as you crunch up, means you're just focusing on the abs contracting to get you up, as opposed to the arms swinging forward and taking some of the pressure off the abs. We don't want that. We want to put as much pressure on the abs, and in this case, upper abs, as possible. In 15 seconds, you're going to stand up, you're going to hold your weight above your head on the right hand, and you're going to step up onto your chair with the weight on the right foot, and the weight above the right side. And up we get. Okay, so bell goes above the head, right hand goes on chair, stand. Try not to put your hand through the ceiling. So we're just trying to keep the bell above the head as we stand. Good stuff. So we're driving just like a regular step up. We're driving through the flat of the foot. We're not emphasizing the ball of the foot into the floor. We're emphasizing the whole surface area of the sole of the foot. We're keeping the pressure through the shoulder as opposed to letting the bell rest on the body. By doing that, we're putting more pressure down the right side of our core. And we're squeezing our core to allow us to stand tall. 3, 2, 1, rest, change. That left side should be pretty tired now. Bell up high, drive through that left foot, the whole sole of that left foot as you come up off the floor. Good stuff. So at the end of this, in 30 seconds, we're staying with the bell and we're going into our wood chops. Now, the reason we're doing wood chops straight after this shoulder exercise, core exercise, is because the core has to work. Because our shoulders are going to be too tired to swing that bell over our shoulder. So we're going to have to use our hips to rotate our torso. 7 seconds. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the bell beside your right hip pocket and you're going to throw it up over your left shoulder. 2, 1. Let's go. Up and around. So you're throwing your right hip out in front and around the corner like you're drawing a semicircle. You're not using your arms to throw it. The arms are just not letting go of the bell. The hips are actually throwing it around. And the emphasis is on the twist, which is the obliques on your stomach muscles. The more aggressive you throw that hip around, the more aggressive your core has to be in order to stop the bell from flying out of control. The straighter your arms, the longer the lever, the more pressure through the stomach muscles. So if that bell is close to your body, rest, change to the left. That bell has to get as far away from the body as possible. Let's go. So we're keeping the arms and the levers as long as possible in order to facilitate the pressure on the core and get as much of a return on the twist as possible. In 25 seconds, we're back down onto the floor and we're going to go into our hollow hold. That's arms and legs fully extended. We're going to raise our shoulder blades off the floor, again pushing the small of the back into the floor to emphasize the core activation. And then not only then, if you can raise the legs off the floor while maintaining the small of the back, do it. Okay, down onto the floor. Arms and legs fully extended, shoulder blades off the floor, small of the back is now flattened into the floor, and if possible, raise those feet literally 5 or 6 centimeters off the floor. Control your breathing, stomach tight, should be trembling. If you're struggling, put the feet back on the floor, readjust the shoulder blades up, keeping the tension on the core. 15 seconds, then you're going to get a 5-second breather, and we're going to go for a second round. 10 seconds, 9, 8, 7, keep the arms beyond the head, not above the head, beyond the head. 4, 3, 2, 1, rest. 5 seconds, we're going again. Legs out straight, arms out straight beyond the head. Let's go, shoulder blades up, small of the back onto the floor. If you're struggling to maintain the small of that back on the floor, drop the heels very lightly on the floor. It won't lose too much pressure on the abs and you're keeping the tension on them. We got 20 seconds. Again, focus is on the arms beyond the head first with the small of the back into the floor, and then the legs come up if you can maintain that. If you can't, just put those heels very lightly on the floor to keep going. 5 seconds, and then we're into our reverse crunch. 3, 2, 1. Woo. Put the hands on the floor beside your hips, driving the feet to the sky. Feet go above the hips. Let's go. Feet go straight up to the sky above the hips. They don't creep over the head. They stay straight up above the hips. The emphasis here is getting the hips off the floor as high as possible and then lowering them down under control. Do not just let your hips flop to the floor. Keep her going. Emphasis is on keeping the hips up as high as possible as we work. Just conscious I'm slipping across the floor there. 10 seconds, Then we get a 5-second breather. We've just worked the majority of the abs, upper, and now we're hitting the lower core. 3, 2, 1, rest. 5 seconds, we're going again. 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Drive those feet straight up to the sky and then control the descent using the muscles on the stomach for the hips to come back down to the floor. So at the end of this round, we're going to hold the weight in our right hand. We're going to do a right leg back rear lunge. And then as we stand tall, that weight is going to get propelled above the head. So it's a combination between a rear lunge and a thruster, or a rear lunge and an overhead press. Whew. 10 seconds, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Up we get. Grab the bell, right hand, hold it on the right shoulder. 2, 1, maintain gap. Kick leg back, drop knee to floor, drive and stand. Kick leg back, drop knee to floor, drive and stand. So what we're doing here is we're really driving to the sole of that left foot to get that bell above the head, and at the top, our stomach muscles are tight. We're squeezing our core to maintain stability and allow that energy to travel from the sole of the left foot through the core into the bell. 10 seconds, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Change sides. Left hand with the bell, feet hip width, kick the left leg back, let's go. Drop to the floor, drive to the sole of the right foot, and aggressively stand tall. Just like our swings, we're driving to the sole of the foot, we're keeping our shoulder blades pinned, and at the top, we're squeezing our stomach to maintain that correct posture. If you can't squeeze your stomach, it means your hips are too far back or your hips are too far forward. So big squeeze on the core as we're driving those right feet aggressively into the floor using the whole sole. 6 seconds, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay with the bell, put it back in your right hand. You're going to put your left hand on the chair into a plank position and you're going to start the lawnmower. So that chair should be directly beneath your left shoulder. So we're in a high plank with the shoulders back, the stomach tight as we start the lawnmower. So we're really emphasizing the abs having to squeeze and stay contracted as we pull with that right lat. So it's a combination between the plank and the single arm row. So the emphasis here is massively on the stomach muscles. 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo. Hand change. Left hand is going to row, right hand is going to support. Let's go. So again, you're in the plank position as we work. So like I was saying, everything is being done twice for 40 seconds and then we're moving on, and that's just working our way down the list, ticking them off as we go. It's 36 minutes solid when you add it all up. So guys, I want you to really focus on continuous work. 10 seconds, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5 seconds. We're going Russian twists without the bell. 3, 2, 1. Chair right, bell down on your bum. Heels on floor, lean back, stomach tight. Twisting all the way around. So it's a full rotation of the torso while you're leaning back with tension on the core. Trust me when I say you don't need weight for this one, because we've got 2 rounds of 40 seconds. And if your heels are very light on the floor and you're leaning back with tension on your stomach, there's enough there, to keep that core active. And that core is seriously fatigued already. 9 seconds, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo! We're going again in 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So at the end of this round, we're going to do a floor press. So you're going to lie on your back with your knees bent, feet on the floor, and we're going to do a chest press with the bell. We're going to push it away from our chest to the sky. So keep leaning back, tension on the stomach, and while you have that tension, you're twisting as much as you can to really hit those obliques. 15 seconds, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, get your bell. Hold it on the right hand, feet on the floor, elbow on the floor, punch to the sky. So we're looking for reps here now, because by lying on the floor, you're stabilizing everything, which allows you to drive that right hand to the sky and really focus on your chest, your triceps, and your shoulders. 20 seconds to go. I want to see that arm burning out now. Let's go. Keep moving. Everything else is nice and rigid because the floor is acting as your stabilizer. 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Change. Not above the face. Left hand. Let's go. Punch that left hand to the sky. Off we go. So, at the end of this, we're going into our windmill. Our windmill. So we're going to have the right hand with the bell in it. It's going to be above the head, and we're going to reach down. We're going to tip that. 5 seconds. 4, please. 3, 2, 1. Holding that bell up above the head. Feet nice and wide. Thanks, Nick. Left hand on the inside. Reach down to the instep and come back up tall. And imagine that bell is a full glass of water on a tray. You don't want to spill it. You just want to keep the tension on the core, and you only go down as far as that full glass of water on the tray will allow. If it starts to tip forward, you know the score. You reduce the range of movement, you maintain the posture, and therefore you dial in that correct technique. So it's again full twist, keep it under, drive away, up you come again. 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, yes please, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're going to change to the right hand, or left hand above the head. Oh, that's okay. Left hand above the head, and down we go. Reach down, tip the shoe, come back up. Reach down, tip the shoe, come back up. Keep that going. Nice work, guys. While you do that, I'm just going to stick my phone on charge, because as always is, something happens and we lose the battery. Good, keep that going, guys. So in 20 seconds time, we're going to be changing up the exercise, and we're going to be going into our beast hold. So that means 2 knees, 2 hands on the floor. Good stuff. So you're going to ditch the bell in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Ditch the bell. Down onto the floor. Hands and knees. Raising the knees a centimeter off the floor. Let's go. Shoulder blades relaxed. The whole palm of the hand is in contact with the floor. Fingertips, ball of the hand, heel of the hand. Stomach nice and tight. In through nose, out through mouth. Emphasis here is on the core muscles holding you up. Control the breathing. Good stuff. So we've got another 16 seconds, and then we're going to take a 5-second breather, and we're going to go back into the beast hold again. It's one of those days where I didn't have my battery pack charged. I need to plug the phone in order to stay on the session. So we have panic stations there for a second, and rest. Whew. We're going again in 4 seconds. 3, beast hold in 2, 1, up we get. So like I was saying, guys, today it's really heavy on the core, so it's a perfect session if you were going to be going out for a long walk or a run later on today, because you're getting the muscular aspect, the heart rate doesn't get crazy high, and the emphasis is on the core. So relax your shoulder blades. Again, think of the core muscles as the keystone in an arch. Don't let the arch fail. 12 seconds. 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. In 5 seconds, we're going to lie on our back and put our heels very lightly on the chair. 2, 1. On our backs. Heels up on the chair. You're going to sit up and touch your toes. Lie back, reach beyond the head. Let's go. Sit up and hit those toes, or as close to as possible, and then lie back, touch the floor beyond the head. So we're going back into a crunch now after a hold. So if you can see the format we're doing, the core exercise is broken into four different areas. Indirect muscular, transverse, which is the plank hold, and then rectus abdominis, which is the crunch and twist, and then more indirect muscular. But everything we do is emphasizing stomach muscles to the max of their ability. 3, 2, 1, rest. We're going again, heel touch, and then we're going into bootstrappers. Let's go. So sitting up, touch the toes, back down, touch the floor. So after this, we're going to grab the bell or the weight, we're going to go into the squat, and we're going to sit at the bottom of the squat, and we're going to raise our hips up as high as we can while the head goes down, and then the hips go down and the head comes up. Very similar to our Russian baby maker stretch at the start, where our fingers are hooked under our toes. But in this case, we're going to be holding a bell. So we're really emphasizing the middle lower back, which is also considered core. 8 seconds. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Up we get. Grab the bell. You're going to hold that bell in 2 hands. And you're going to sit into a squat. And then we're going to raise the hips up as the head goes down. And then raise the bell up as the ass goes down. So head down, ass high. Head high, ass low. And the emphasis here is really focusing on the shoulder blades being pinned back and the hamstrings and glutes. So at the bottom of every squat, you're in a perfect upright position. Stomach muscles are tight and you're trying to stretch out the legs as much as you can when the bum is high. 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shake it out. Those legs should be feeling it. Hamstrings, glutes, and core. Ready to go again? Let's go. So into your bootstrappers, and then it's a perfect squat when your bum is down, your head is up, your chest is out at all times, your shoulder blades are pinned, your stomach muscles are tight. And after this, we're going into a kettlebell A-frame rotation. So it's very similar to an overhead raise and a Russian twist combined. We've done it already before in previous sessions. So Carol, you'll know because this is your 58th session. 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, you alright Nick? Yeah. 6, quads burning. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. On your bum. Bell goes on the 2 hands above the head. Lean back, bring it down, tip the floor to the right very lightly, back up over the head. Down to the tip of the floor on the right very lightly, back up over the head. So our heels are very lightly on the floor. We're leaning back with tension on our core and we're twisting to facilitate that bell as it lowers down under control to the floor, very lightly tips it, and then you come back up again. And we try and keep our arms as straight as possible throughout. 10 seconds. Brace the core. 6 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest. We're going left side. And let's go. Tip the floor straight above the head. And at all times, you're leaning back and you're squeezing that core as you're raising above the head. And again, focus, visualize what your stomach muscles are doing. Visualize what your postural muscles between your shoulder blades are doing. Are your shoulder blades pinned back? Is your chest pushed out? Are you leaning back to emphasize the abs? Are you keeping tension on all those muscles as you work? 3, 2, 1. Ditch the bell. Round we get. Bird dogs. So we're into a hands and knees. And we're going to raise right hand out in front, left leg out behind, and then draw your knee to your elbow under the body. And we are trying to maintain a nice parallel back with the floor, keeping the abs nice and tight. Do not rush this. Do not rush it. Keep your knee on the floor and go slow. The amount of people out there who lift their knee off the floor and then just go in and out like a jackrabbit, that gets you nothing on the abs. Slow is key on the transverse. 6 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Change. Right hand directly beneath the right shoulder. left knee directly beneath the left hip, and then the other two are moving. And you are going to realize that you are not staying as stable as you need to be, and therefore you're going to have to slow down, and you're going to have to focus on keeping the back and hips parallel with the floor while you fully extend the arm and leg, and then draw the kneecap to the elbow point under the body. And we're really focusing on keeping the head out beyond the hand in front, and we're focusing also on the abs as we work. After this, we're flat on our back, flying through today's workout, guys. Whew. And rest on your back. Whew. Arms beyond the head, and we're going to sit up, and we're going to clap those hands in front of our hips. Big circles with the arms. So it's a big circle as we lie back, and it's a big circle as we sit up, and we're really contracting the abs, focusing on it as we sit up. The legs are fully extended. The heels are so light on the floor that floor is made out of eggshells, and you're not breaking any, but yet you're maintaining contact. So we're really focusing on creaming those abs as we come up, really squeezing them, not sitting up fully at 90 degrees, finish at about 45 degrees and then back down. 2, 1, rest, 5 seconds, we're going again. 4, 3, slow as pro, 2, 1, and up we come, emphasis on the stomach muscles, and back down, stretch out those abs with the arms beyond the head, and then contract the abs again and come up. Don't swing the arms are there purely to facilitate the range of movement and make sure you get the full range. Whew. And contraction on the core. We don't swing the arms in, because when you swing you make momentum, and momentum is bad for focusing on the core. Oh, nice work. In 10 seconds, we're going to stand up, we're going to hold that weight on our right hand, and we're going to do right leg Cossack squats. 4, 3, use your chair for stability if you need it. 2, 1, up we get. So I'm going to hold the weight in my right hand, I'm going to have my chair in front of me for support. My right leg and left leg are nice and far apart. I'm pushing my right hip out and down, pushing off the sole of the right foot back up to my A-frame position. Hips go out to the right and down. My left leg stays straight, my heel goes on the floor, my toe goes to the sky. And if necessary, I'm using my chair in front as my stabilizer. So as with all squats, one leg or two, it is not the knees, it is the hips that start the squat. So you push your hips out and around like you're doing a hula hoop, and then drop the hips over the heel of that right foot. 2, 1, and change to the left. Ow. Whew. 2, 1, big stride. Hips go left and down. Sole of the left foot pushes you back up. And as you do that, your right leg stays straight. The toe goes to the sky, and your heel rotates onto the floor. Whew. But at all times, you are in control of every aspect of the range of movement. 20 seconds, and then we're into goblet squat or counterbalance goblet squat. 15 seconds. That's a squat where you push your hips back and down, just like we're doing now. Oh, but you got 2 feet on the floor. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, holding the weight in 2 hands. You're going into a squat. As you do, you push the bell away from you. Let's go. Hips back and down, push the bell away, stand and bring it back in. And that is massive on your core, because your core is fighting the urge for your body to drop and follow that bell to the floor. Whew. So shoulder blades pinned, stomach tight, push the hips back and down, drive off the sole of the feet, squeezing your abs at all times in order to maintain posture. If you don't squeeze your abs, you're getting nothing out of this. Oh, good stuff. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo, shake it out, we're going again. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. Push away as you sit down, stand up, bring it back in. And we try and make the levers, they're your arms, as straight as possible, because then the lever is longer and there's more emphasis on the core. Whew. Hips go back and down, stomach is tight, knees are pushed out to the side, soles of the feet are in contact with the floor. Oh, that's it. And then standing tall in between, keep that going. What am I doing next? Oh yeah. So in 6 seconds, we're gonna ditch the bell and we're going into our low plank. 2, 1. Ditch the bell. Elbows and forearms on the floor. Let's go. So we're gonna bring our hips all the way down to the right side, tip the floor very lightly, and then it's up into the plank and down to the left. So we are doing a rainbow rotation or hip touch with every rep. So we're kind of halfway between a low plank and a side plank, but at all times the hips do not lose control and they stay active on the core. You don't drop your hips and arch your back. You don't raise your arms and arch your back. You're keeping parallel with the floor at all times. Oh. Whew. 3, 2, 1. Rest. We're gonna go again. Go slow, guys. Let's go. So we're raising those hips into plank, lowering them down, very lightly tip floor, and then up the other side. Whew. Nice work. So we're gonna go into a straight leg sky reacher next. Oh. If you need to use a hand on the floor to help, by all means do. Otherwise you're going straight up and we're isolating the core. Oh. Your knees are gonna be straight. It's a combination between a Z press that you came in on, and a sky reacher crunch. 4, 3, 2, 1. On your backs. Legs out straight. Arms pointed to the sky. Sit up, arms go above the head. And then you're back down. And arms stay straight as we drive ourselves up to the sky. That's it, guys. So we're driving those hands straight up to the sky above the head like an umbrella, and we are keeping our legs flat on the floor. And just like the skulls, we're really isolating the abs to contract and draw our upper body up, in, and above the head. 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest 5 seconds. We're going to go again, and then we're going to go into our kneeling R-knees. 2, 1. Let's go. So the arms are always pointing to the sky, and then we're lying back under control. Tension is on the abs. That's it. 30 seconds. So our core is getting a right kicking today, but that's what we want, right? Especially after the resistance stuff and the endurance stuff we've done over Monday and Tuesday. On the posterior, that's the back muscles, and also on the cardio. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, control. 4, 3, 2, 1. Grab your bell. Put 2 knees on the floor. Right hand on the bell. Palm facing your throat. Open out the arm and then punch it above the head. Bring it back down and close the door. Open the door, punch above the head, down, close the door. So it's open the door first and then down and in. Because if you open the door, that means you are getting the full range of movement at the bottom of your press, and therefore you have to really squeeze your core in order to get the full extension. Because if you only do to the top of your head and back up, you're only going to get half the work. So open the door, press, down and close the door. 3, 2, 1, change. Whew. That shoulder should be burning. And let's go. Open the door with the left, punch above the head, down, close the door. So again, we want to isolate that shoulder, and by doing that you have to squeeze your core. And by squeezing your core, you're working your core. So it's all about isolating the specific muscles. And in this case, it's your shoulder. So squeeze your core, open the door, keep the core squeezed as you press above the head, down, and then close the door. And then for a brief second, release the core and then squeeze it again as you go into your next rep. 10 seconds, and then we're into our high plank. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bell to the side, high plank, high plank, not high plank. Let's go, up we get. So, we're gonna go high plank, and we're gonna hold this for 60 seconds. After 60 seconds of high plank, we're gonna go into side high plank. if you can. And that's going to be 30 seconds right, and then 30 seconds left, and then we are done for Wednesday. So we have another 40 seconds. In through nose, out through mouth. Control the breathing. You've got 4 points on the floor. 2 hands, 2 feet. Fingertips, ball of the hand, heel of the hand. Equally load bearing. Control the breathing. 15 seconds to go. Nice work, guys. 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees down. Right hand on floor. If you're struggling with the right hand, use your right elbow. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Up we get. So our right hand is directly beneath our right shoulder. Directly beneath the shoulder. It's not out in front. Our shoulder blades are relaxed. Again, the whole palm is in contact with the floor. Fingertip, ball of the hand, heel of the hand. Our hips are high. If you need some extra help, put your top leg in front. And our hips are pushed forward. 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop and change. Ready to go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Up we get. So when you're doing your plank, side plank, guys, do not look down at your feet. When you look down at your feet, your butt gets pushed out the back and takes the pressure off your core. Keep your hips forward, keep your hips high. Keep your stomach tight, keep your shoulder blades relaxed. And emphasize the whole palm of that hand on the floor. 15 seconds to go. 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Whew. And that is your Wednesday. Whew. So that's core heavy, guys. Whew. How are we feeling? That was a good tough session, really focusing on the abs, transverse abs, rectus abdominis, obliques, and then you've got a little bit of indirect muscular work as well, like the shoulders and the hips. So let your breathing drop, let your heart rate drop, and then we're going to get into our cool down stretches, and the cool down stretch is all going to be passive, so we're just going to go into a passive hang. So feet nice and wide, soften the knees, put all the weight on your heels, push your hips out the back, and drop the hands to the floor. In through nose, out through mouth. So it's Monday to Friday, guys, so just a bit of reason why I do it on a Wednesday, I go core heavy, is because it's kind of a 2-day split. So we do 2 days on a Monday, on a Tuesday obviously, and then we got Thursday and Friday. And those 4 days are pretty full on, full body, hardcore. So what I like to do is not tax the cardio system too much in the middle of the day, or in the middle of the week, and really focus on the core. So by the time you get back to the Thursday full body stuff, which I use kettlebell stuff or weighted stuff for in the majority of the cases, your body isn't taxed overly on the cardio system, and therefore can keep going on the muscular endurance just that little bit more. But on the other hand, your core is a bit more fatigued. Okay, so big stride forward, drop the knee onto the floor, interlock your fingers, put them behind your head, and just drive that hip forward. So we're trying to get the hip flexor, because when the core gets tired, when those abs get tired, your hip flexors are kind of called in as a reserve, and they contract to pull your legs in or pull your upper body up. So what happens is, as the core gets tired, the hip flexors start to creep in, and that's why you feel it kind of at the top of your hips. So it's important that we also stretch out your hip flexors, because regardless of whether you know it or not, they are getting dragged along for the ride. And then if the hip flexors are getting dragged along for the ride, the glutes are also getting dragged along for the ride as a counter to the hip flexors. Good, and change. So it's really important that we stretch out hip flexors along with our abs. And again, relax through the shoulder blades. Let the hips just drop forward. You don't arch your back, you just push your belly button forward, and that just stretches out the core from the middle to the base of the stomach, over the belt line into the top of the thigh. And relax your bum cheek as you do that, because a lot of us tend to tense it up without even realizing. Okay, stand up, last one. We're just going to get down the sides of the core. Drop your right hand down the back, left on the elbow, and pull to the left. Feel that stretch down the right side. Sweaty. Thanks, Rowan. You're very welcome, Sheila. No baby tummies after that one. That's just for the guys. And change. Oh, stretching out that left side. You're very welcome, Carol. Back to center. Messy hair. Big breath in through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. Like, tag, share. People are always looking for ab workouts, guys. If you've got friends or family who want just a pure ab attack workout, send them the link to this Instagram TV video and push them towards it, because I guarantee that they will have sore abs afterwards. Don't let them laugh. Don't crack a joke, because you'll actually hurt them. Okay, I'll see you guys tomorrow for some more muscular endurance. Until then, go have some lunch and see you later. You're very welcome, guys.